The art trail was really one of those things that began so that we could bring the art buying public together with the artists who were producing incredible work right here in their hometown.
I went to Tech for my bachelor's, went off to graduate school, and it was when I was gone that First Fridays really started to happen. And so then when I moved back, it was like, what in the world has happened to Lubbock? Like, this is crazy. When I was in undergrad at Tech and we would want to have a show, we would just rent some weird warehouse and invite our friends, and they would show up, but nobody else showed up. And so then it was amazing to move back and all of a sudden to have 500, 1,000, 1,500 people walk through your show.
Dawn Wolf Taylor was actually the marketing coordinator and the exhibits coordinator here when the art trail started. And she, together with Steve Teeters with St. Eligius Studio and the staff at the Buddy Holly Center, were kind of the brainchilds behind that. The three of them got together and said, hey, we could do this really cool thing and people could go from one venue to the other. It would be this really great thing. Why don't we try this? And so November of 2004 was the first time that they tried the art trail. And I think they had, 3 venues and maybe 25, 30 visitors. It's just kind of blossomed now to our 17 to 19 venues and anywhere from 1,000 to 5,000 visitors, just depending on the weather and what time of the year it is. We have a great relationship with the city of Lubbock. And really the art trail has kind of become this destination event for people who are visiting Lubbock. We see recruiters from Texas Tech and the Health Sciences Center all the time. They'll call me almost on a monthly basis and say, hey, what do you have going on? We'd love to bring our candidates down. We want to show them what Lubbock's all about. By the time that I was showing on the art trail, it had been going on for maybe 3 or 4 years. So it had gained a following. The energy's incredible. People were excited to get out. They were excited about the whole progressive art show kind of idea. And it was still a fairly new idea here in Lubbock. It was something that Lubbock had never done. And so it was a lot of fun. People were super appreciative to see the work that was up. And as an artist who was able to hang her work for a show, it was that immediate gratification. You didn't send your work away and hope that people liked it. You were actually there with it. So it was really great to be able to interact with the crowd as they had questions about your work or had compliments about your work, or sometimes maybe not compliments about your work. I mean, you hang your artwork and you hope that it elicits an emotion for people, and sometimes that emotion's not always good. So it was a really great experience as an artist.
So the mission of CAST can be boiled down into 3 words, which is Working Artist Studios. So on First Fridays, what we do is the print studio, the metal studio. The studios are open. People can come through and see what people have been doing in classes. Quite often we have demonstrations going on. Sometimes people can participate and actually make their own stuff. And we also have an exhibition space, the 5&J Gallery. We're trying to kind of demystify art and to show people that they can be a part of it. We just noticed that people love to see process. And one of the things about art for so many people is that it's mysterious. I mean, they don't know how it got made. They just go, oh, I can't do that. I can only draw a stick figure. And so when they come in here and there's people pulling a print, they go, oh, that's how that gets done.
I was a staff photographer at the Health Sciences Center, and I was also freelancing, and one of my freelance jobs was to come and photograph the Luca staff. And little by little I got to know the staff, I got to know the executive director who was here at the time. The position came available. The person who was actually the coordinator of the trail and the coordinator of marketing was going on to another position in Oklahoma, and they called and said, would you come? At the time I was working full-time, full benefits at Tech, and this was going to be half-time, no benefits, and I couldn't get here fast enough. It's kind of a dream job for someone who has an art degree, who wants to stay in Lubbock and continue to be immersed in the arts, and so I jumped at it. You know, the first couple of years it was stressful. But you settle into a routine, you kind of settle into a time frame. You just chase everybody down, and they're used to me browbeating them for their information, and everybody gladly gives it because they love participating so much.
CASP also operates the Live Work Studios. And so we have 4 artists in there that live in the back and work in the front. And part of their lease agreement is to be open every first Friday, either doing a demonstration or showing work in progress, or even just exhibiting whatever it is that they do.
You know, people ask us about the future of the art trail all the time. I don't know. I'd love to tell you that we have a grand plan, but I think we're just enjoying watching it take its own path. Well, I'm totally biased, but I think the art trail is the coolest thing that happens in Lubbock on a monthly basis.
The thing that I always tell people is if you don't like the art trail this month, come back next month because it's going to be different. And if you loved this month, well, next month's going to change. So hopefully it'll get better. But it's just, I'm constantly amazed with the quality, the diversity of the work that shows up. And even though I sort of play my small role in it, I'm still sort of shocked when I go to other venues or other places and I go, that's amazing. I didn't know you guys were working on this. And so it's still neat for me. I mean, one of the reasons I love art is because it's that thing in life that is unexpected, but once you see it, you just go, it's obvious. And that's charming, and it continues to amaze me. And I think quite often art can show us the best of the human condition of what it is to create. I mean, once we have food and shelter and water, that's just survival. Art is the thing that makes survival worthwhile.